Hey Gemini, how are you guys doing today? This is Lisa from Soul Searcher Tarot, and I'm here to do your February 2020 general reading. How you guys been doing this year so far? No, we haven't gotten too far into it, but just like to check in, see if all my Gemmies are doing all right. Let's see. I did already meditate on your cards, and I shuffled up the decks, but I figured I'd shuffle it again right before we get started. It's a general reading, so it might not resonate with everybody, but if you enjoy the reading, could you give me a like, a share, subscribe, write me a comment. I'd love to hear from you. And I'd like to connect you with your energies that way. And now we will get started. All right. All right, you got Temperance, the Two of Cups, the Seven of Wands, the Nine of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, and the Hierophant. All right, let's see if we could speak on this before we go any further. All right, Temperance is, this is how you're searching for a balance. You want to you need to be patient, and you're trying to be calm and balanced in whatever situation you're getting involved in. And next to that, we had the Two of Cups. And this is like a unity with a person, a bond. It could be a soulmate, or it could just be a very close friend. Someone that you feel a huge connection to. It doesn't have to be romantic, but just something. I mean, it could be somebody in the family. It could be, a really good friend. Somebody you work with even. That you have that bond with, that unity. But then here in the Seven of Wands, you guys have a conflict in regards to something. I don't know what, but the Nine of Swords came out after it, and that's like, the way I'm looking at it, I think it's the stress from the conflict is what's happened here. So I don't know if you got into an argument with this person, and so you had a conflict, a battle, a fight, and then you were stressed out about the situation. But then you got the Ace of Pentacles, and that's like the new start in material things, possibly looking into a new job, or finding a way to make side money, or now I don't know if this is a person that you worked with, and that's why this is coming up, or just be something that you're doing along with that. Because then here I have the Hierophant, and he is, when I think of him, I think of tradition, I think of ritual, weddings. Yeah, he's very spiritual. So it's possible if you're going through like spirituality, like becoming more spiritual, if you already were, or even just entering into a spiritual time in your life. Let's see what else we could get from these guys. I'll clarify them as we go if we can't figure them out. Too many. Alright, what we got for Gemini, February 2020. Gemini, February 2020. What you got? Gemini, February 2020. Okay. Now we got the Death card. And now this is a transition. It's like caterpillar going into a butterfly. You're transitioning into a different frame of thinking, a different train of thought. And that came out underneath the Two of Cups and the Temperance. So maybe this is in regard to this person that you had a bond with. And again, it could be a friend, it could be a love relationship, it could be a family member, it could be anybody that you're tight with. But it's making me wonder about the conflict that came up. Is it because you're transitioning in a point where your person isn't? Like if you are experiencing a high vibration, if you're becoming more spiritual, maybe meditating, doing some kind of like yoga or Reiki or anything in that sense, if you're doing like light work, something like that, and if their vibration hasn't kept up with yours, so you're vibrating higher than them, I guess the way you'd say it, that you're not matching anymore. Because if they're not vibrating as high as you, you're not going to be on the same frequency. And that's why there might be some conflict and some stress because of that. Let's see what else we can get. We do have the Seven of Cups, and that gives you a lot of options. Maybe this is what you're looking into, the different ways that you are going to reach out to your spirituality. Okay, and the King of Staffs. Now he is all about strength and activity, charisma. Yeah, he's confident. He's secure. Now, this could be your energy, if that's where you're kind of transforming into. Or it could be your person's, or it could just be somebody in your environment. Maybe you work with them, or they're like a neighbor, friend, whatever. Just somebody you just happen to know, and it could be a boss. What else we got for Gemini? What else can you tell me for Gemini? All right, the Three of Cups. So you got some celebration going on, community, friends. I guess there's some, so you're involved with people. All right, try again. All right, now we have the Five of Staffs. That came out in reverse. All right, so whatever the conflict was, it's done now. So this defending action is no longer needed. So I guess whoever you were having a problem with, or whatever you were having a problem with, you made nice, and you're no longer needing to do it anymore. And it's happened right after this community and friends and everything, a little party. So maybe maybe however it worked, you guys decided you really didn't change all that much. Let's see what else I can get for you. What else can we get for Gemini? February 2020. What else for Gemini? February 2020. All right, the High Priestess. Now she's another one. She's like the strongest card in the tarot. She's really powerful. but she's the energy. She can be used, well, she's not be used, but she's good or bad. It depends on how you use that energy. All right, so she doesn't have a specific one way or the other. It's just, if you're going to use the strength of her not for the greater good, then it's going to work out that way, not for the greater good. But she's also very insightful, and she's very intuitive. And she knows a lot. So, but she reveals nothing. So the way I feel about it is something was going on, and she came out right under the Death and the Seven of Cups. So maybe something was going on with this choices that you had to make, these options that you had, and this transitioning that you were doing. And she wasn't really revealing a lot of what was involved with it. Not like her personally, but you didn't know what was involved with all these options and this transition. So maybe that was where the secret was coming at. And then we got this King of Staffs, and I still think this could very well be you. It's still, he's charismatic, he's active, he's got energy, he's strong, he's leading his kingdom. But maybe where you were going with this transition, maybe you didn't go as far as you thought you were, because A, it was causing conflict with somebody else. But then you had this, friends and social gathering and fun, and then the staffs didn't have to come out anymore. Like there was no more fighting. So I'm not saying it was it wasn't like a conscious decision that you made. But maybe it was just like whatever was causing you guys to have a conflict, it's maybe you intuitively realized that maybe they weren't following along in what you were doing. And so it was causing you guys to have this different frequency, and it was upsetting the relationship. And I don't think it was a conscious decision, but I think it's, just something that you chose not to. Like I said, I don't know. I'm trying to think of all the things that you could be doing spiritually, for your your aura, your chakra, like that kind of stuff, meditations, and I'm not saying that, they were like, oh, I can't do it, but maybe it was just it was getting in the way of things like work or hanging out with your people. Like, maybe it was getting in the way somewhere that wasn't serving to the best purpose. Let's see what else I can find out. All right, we got the Page of Cups, and that is a very young, new feeling of emotions and love and friendship and good feelings. Good feelings. And that came in under the options and the King of Staffs. So I don't know if this is possibly a relationship coming in for you, or you're just improving the relationship that you had with the Two of Cups, or you're just feeling really good about the situation even though you didn't, finish what you were you didn't keep up on what you were doing, but you still feel good about the situation. And that's okay too. Everybody's different. All right, you got the World. The World came up upside down. And if it's in the reverse, your cycle didn't complete. All right, so it kind of got cut off. And I understand that, because if you didn't complete, or if you didn't continue with whatever spiritual journey you were on because of whatever reason, it didn't complete. So it's still undone. All right. Let's see, what else can I find out for Gemini, February 2020? What else can we find out? Oh, we got the Hierophant again. Ah, okay. All right, I get this. We got the Hierophant again. He was up here. And then something happened and your spiritual journey was not finished because of whatever was going on, right? You were doing the transforming, but then there was options and there was things that were not clear. And this King of Staffs person, still don't really know who that is. Is you or the other person? I'm not sure. But then things were being better. The staffs were down. But then you got these good feelings, but your world didn't get turned over. It didn't complete. But then we got the Hierophant again. So maybe you're picking it back up. Maybe after whatever period of time this is, because time is kind of fluid, that eventually you'll pick it back up and feel good about it, because maybe that person will come along with you on your journey. That makes sense. Let me see if there's anything else. All right, is there anything else that we could let Gemini know about February 2020? Oops. Well, now, there's going to be some swift movement. I think they're done talking to me. But yeah, it's just like you're going to pick it back up again, I think. And then hopefully, your friend, your partner will come along with you, and then you'll be able to complete it. All right. Well, hopefully, I'll end it here. Hopefully you enjoyed the reading. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe, write me a comment, click the dingy button, and then it'll let you know when I post again. And I hope that you have a wonderful February, and I will check you out again in March. All right. Take care.